This is going to be a very important video. It could change your life, so make sure to watch until the end. So you might have seen a lot of people talking about looks maxing or black pill or the red pill. And we all know women are attracted to many different things, but I'm going to tell you today the two things you need to focus on, and that is like 95% of the challenge. So y'all probably seen me talk about it many times. Number one is body game. And a lot of y'all know that, by practicing body game, you are hitting multiple birds with one stone. And number two is becoming more charming. When you become more charming, you are hitting multiple birds with one stone. Women find many different things attractive. And I think a lot of guys confuse it. The looks matter? Absolutely. But I think because we are very visual, we think women are exactly the same way. Women are very visual, but they're not as visual as us. So the reason why you have to focus on body game and becoming more charming is because that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. When you get in shape, when you build a physique, when you get down to 11, 12% body fat, your face is going to become more attractive. You don't have to focus on these surgeries and all this goofy shit, And one friend I have, went to Twin Peaks with him a couple weeks ago, and every single time I'm out with him, he gets complimented on his hair. And he has a big afro, and some people might think it looks goofy, and other people love it. A dude told him, like, man, I haven't seen an afro like that since I was a little kid, man. That thing dope, And ever since I've known him, he always had a girlfriend here and there. So he's not struggling with dating. But if you went to one of these dating coaches, they would tell him, cut off your hair or get dreads or do this, do that. And I want y'all to know, like, certain things will help you become more attractive. But a lot of guys lose themselves and they try to be this, oh, get this type of fade, get this beard, and you got to do this, do this, do this. Do some of those things help? Absolutely. But don't lose yourself. You want to stay unique to yourself, And like my friend I'm thinking of that got the big afro, a lot of people love his afro. A lot of people think he looks goofy, but that's unique to him. He's being authentic to himself. Right nowadays, it's like everybody trying to be a copycat of each other, and I think that shit just goofy. So work on body game, man. That's the most important thing when it comes to look. Build a good physique, get lean. I'm not telling y'all to have some goofy hairstyle, but if it's a hairstyle that's not super popular, but it looks good on you and you like it, stick with it. If that's what you want to do, don't get this type of fade or don't get this because this dating coach told you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you just focus on body game, building a good physique, getting lean, building some muscle, you're going to be good in the looks department. A lot of these guys go overboard. Oh, your eyes slant this way, your nose goes this way, and your ears stick up a little bit too much. Like, that's just goofy shit, bro. You should love who God made you or this universe made you. Whatever you believe in, Allah, whatever, So I think a lot of guys take it too far. And going on to point number two is becoming charming. This isn't what I hear a lot when it comes to the dating, the manosphere. Not too many dudes talk about being charming. You hear mouthpiece a little bit, but it's not just about the mouthpiece. It's about the way you carry yourself. It's about your confidence. And it's about the mouthpiece. Charm is kind of all that in one. And how do you become more charming? You get outside, you try new stuff, you go to new places. And this is why I have a big disagreement with guys like Fresh and Fit, Walter and Myron. And I met them in person. Good brothers. They were very nice, very caring. You could tell they care about the fans, especially Myron. Just very down to earth. But they tell guys to like grind away their 20s, not to travel, leave traveling to the women. I think that's goofy. I think that's stupid. I think if you have the funds to travel, absolutely do it. And last time I seen my grandpa in Canada, back in the summertime, he was telling me like those are some of his best memories. And he said, like, to any young person, if you can travel, travel. He was telling me that. I'm going on a cruise next week, and I told my homie, when we get back from the cruise, we're going to either go to Germany, Japan, we're going to plan something else out. So definitely travel, man. And even traveling, that's going to make you more charming. Learning new stuff. See, a lot of y'all not learning anything. Ever since you left high school, ever since you got out of college, you didn't learn anything. And a lot of stuff you were learning in college and high school is bullshit anyways, if we're being honest. You expect to be interesting, you expect to be charming, but you're not working on yourself. You expect to look good, but y'all rather just go get a surgery. Y'all rather just pop this pill. Because we in this microwave society where nobody wants to work for anything. And that's why I said you will be rewarded greatly if you're willing to suffer. If you're willing to sacrifice. If you're willing to put in the work. You will thrive. You will thrive in today's society because most of these people are lazy. Most of these people want a quick fix. And all these guys that say, oh, you could go get this surgery, you could go get that surgery, that's going to attract the wrong type of women anyway. Because a real woman wants a real man. If she sees you got all this fake, goofy stuff, you got liposuction, you got all these different type of surgeries, you're just going to attract that type of woman that got all the surgeries. You're going to attract the woman with the fake tits, the fake butt, the BBLs, and all this other stuff. And most of them chicks are kind of nutty. And you probably nutty if you think about doing all these different type of surgeries. You need to go away from that shit, man. And I hate that a lot of guys online push that stuff. Oh, if your ears stick out this way, you need to get surgery. Dog, you was made fine the way you are. You know, a lot of y'all don't realize how good y'all got it, man. You know, we so quick to just look at our shortcomings. Wow, some people were born with no limbs. You know, so if you just focus on the body game and you work on becoming more charming, getting outside the house, taking trips, traveling, trying something new, and that's why I always encourage y'all. Find hobbies that are going to get you outside of the house, not these video games. How can you hit multiple birds with one stone? That's the main message of the day. How can you hit multiple birds with one stone? You got to get out the house. And I'm not even the most charming. I'm not going to act like I am. But I've had many women like, oh, I can tell you a flirt. I can tell you mess with a lot of women, stuff like that. And there was days like back in middle school, high school, where I was too scared to even talk to a girl. I'd be messaging girls online. Then I see them in person and I wouldn't say anything. They trying to talk to me. I'm trying to avoid them. You know, so I came a long way. Being scared to talk to them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Now they like, oh, you charming. I can tell you a flirt. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, I get all that bullshit now. I can tell you an F-boy. I can tell you've been with a lot of women. Stuff like that. I get that all the time now. But I tell y'all that to say this, man. Don't focus on all that extra goofy shit. Thinking if, I was an inch taller, if I was 2 inches taller, if I was 6 foot, it makes such a big difference. I'm telling you, it wouldn't. And the more you work on body game, the more you work on becoming more charming, the more you realize height doesn't matter as much. The more you realize, oh, this hairstyle doesn't matter as much. The more you work on yourself. So that's the message of the day, man. Work on that physique and work on becoming more charming. Those are the only two things you really need to do. And you're going to hit multiple birds with one stone. Is that everything? Absolutely not. But I'll say that's 95% of it. If you're in shape and you're charming, you can pull, I promise you. You still might not be certain women's type and you'll never be all these women's types. You know? But women are attracted to a variety of things. But when you focus on these two things, you will fit in majority of those categories. She'll make exceptions for you when you're on the shorter end and when you don't meet all the stuff when you don't make 6 figures and all this other stuff. She will make an exception for you. And I know a lot of guys make it seem like, oh, you got to make this much money. You got to be this tall. You got to have this. You got to have that. I promise you, dog, there's a lot of dudes in jail right now that got multiple baby mamas. They ain't got no money. They might be short. And they still slaying a whole bunch of chicks. Or even a P. A P, he'll take the woman's all her money and she still keeps coming back. Because the knowledge. Because he has charm. Because he gives her something that she can't get from all these other men. The way he carries himself. He's a leader. So that's what you need to focus on. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.